You're listening to the KMonta Show on 101.7 FM and 1150 AM WDEL.
We're back with the KMonta Show, and of course, my guest for this hour is Mrs. Christine Riddick and Mrs. Dana Baker Riddick, mother and wife of inmate Eric Riddick, who was falsely accused of murder in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, 26 years ago. And of course, he was accused of murder based on one testimony that has been recanted several times. Also, ballistics report that verifies and states that he is he could never have been the shooter, and they still have him incarcerated. 26 years, appeal. He's been on appeal after appeal after appeal, and it's been denied. I know that I have Eric on the phone now. Go ahead and go to him now. Hi, Eric. How you doing?
How are you? This is Sister KMonta?
Yeah, this is KMonta. How you doing?
I'm well considering the circumstances.
I'm so glad that you were able to call in. So I'm sitting here with your mother and your wife. They basically, your mom did explain the actual situation that happened on November the 6th. She also explained on the next day what you went to do on November the 7th and how 3 months later you were actually convicted. So with that being said, I want you to kind of fill in the gaps with me as far as what you would like to put out to bring awareness to your case.
Okay. Well, first of all, I would like to thank you and the radio station for giving me this opportunity to share my particular and personal injustice regarding the judicial system. As far as the message that I would like to put out there, my case is one of the most clearest cases of wrongful conviction, I believe, in Pennsylvania. There's many wrongful convictions in Pennsylvania. As one has seen since the advancement of DNA technology, a lot of exonerations, over 1,000 in the last 15, 20 years. That's the indicative smoke. There's the old saying, where there's smoke, there's fire. That's like the indicative smoke that there's an inferno of wrongful convictions that don't have DNA evidence to prove to prove their innocence. Like my case. My case, however, has all the physical evidence necessary to prove that a wrongful conviction has incarcerated me for approximately 26 years. All the forensic evidence. I'm sure my mother has spoke on the fact that there was only one accuser, and this accuser, I never said a witness, because he never witnessed me do what he said, but he said I did. So I always call him an accuser, one who falsely accused me. But it was only one. But the tragedy in this case is that this one accusation was such that it could have been disproven from the very beginning if the basic decency of the due process of an investigation of those allegations would have been done. They would have seen that those accusations were scientifically implausible. It couldn't have happened. This is something that's coming out now 26 years later.
This is a call from Pennsylvania State Correctional Institution, Chester.
This call is subject to recording and monitoring.
Go ahead, Eric.
Yeah, this is coming out 26 years later. And it's coming out 26 years later regarding the forensic evidence that they should have seen in the very beginning, because the judicial system is broke. They don't value the lives of mainly blacks, that come from poor communities, that don't have the finances to pay for justice, they don't have the finances to pay for due process, the simple due process of an investigation. Again, I'm sure my mother spoke about the balcony that I was alleged to have committed this crime from.
Right. She told me that you were actually walking. She told me that you were actually walking down the street at the time of the crime.
Absolutely. We was 2 blocks away, and we actually heard the gunshots. I had 3 alibi witnesses that was waiting at my trial to testify to the fact that we actually heard the gunshots. And being young, my friend and I, we began to walk towards that direction, and those that was more responsible, my alibi witnesses, they told us, don't go up there. You know what I mean? But we actually heard the gunshots. I gave this information to the homicide unit once I found out that I was being falsely accused. I volunteered to go down there and explain that I was here at the time, nowhere near the scene. And here's my alibi witness that will confirm that.
Eric, let me ask you a question, Eric, because I know we're going to be on a little time constraint with with the phone call. How many appeals have you gone through?
That's all you can say.
2. Well, actually, my direct appeal. After direct appeal, then you can file a PCRA, what is called a PCRA. Then I filed another PCRA in 2009. That's the PCRA that I'm on now.
All right.
But
okay, go ahead.
No, that's a very important question because this is the tragedy in what's going on in the judicial system.
Pennsylvania State Correctional Institution, Chester.
This call is subject to recording and monitoring.
What happens is when someone is charged, when someone is wrongly convicted, during trial and through the appeal process, lawyers is extended to represent you, whether paid or court appointed. But because we are laymen in the law, we don't know the law. Every other right that we have, the right to cross-examination, the right to present witnesses, the right to do this, that, and the other, all those rights is only secured if the one main right is honored, which is effective representation. If your lawyer is incompetent, then the client, the defendant, the citizen that's on trial for his life is not going to know how to secure his rights. So it takes all these years to get this evidence out because there's a crisis going on called mass incarceration without effective representation.
All right. So I know that you work also. You're working right now with the Philadelphia Innocence Program.
Yes.
How has that been helping you?
Right now they're reviewing the information that I sent them. A few state representatives have sent them support letters to try to compel them to make this case priority. But they're looking into it now. A lawyer named Brunstein, Marissa Brunstein. She's the head lawyer for that organization. But she's working on it. In fact, I'm supposed to call her, I believe, Wednesday. So she's working on the case. My family and my supporters and my wife, we are planning a rally for September 15th, I believe.
Yes.
At noon?
I believe it's at noon.
Okay. All right, because your family's out here working for you. They're really working for you. Now, real quick, I see your mom, she pulled it out her bag. You've been busy since you've been down, brother, but I'm going to tell you something. You've been keeping your mind, above the bottom, because I see a book right here in my hand called Fringe Papers, Fundamental Thoughts on RNA Expressions as it relates to disease and viruses. Tell me about this book.
Well, it's deep because the book came about, once I was wrongly convicted, that made me really scrutinize all the institutions that's supposed to serve the people. And one of those institutions was the medical institution that I happened to look into. And I started looking at these viruses and diseases that these institutions were saying there was no cure for. So, believe it or not, I picked up my first molecular biology book from an objective standpoint, not tainted from the already established opinions of the medical profiteers and so forth. And 15, 20 years later, I came to understand that every virus is an RNA virus. The viral particle is carried in RNA material. AIDS, even cancer, carcinogen is just an RNA material that's hyper-accelerated. And then I started studying botany, which is soil biochemistry, and I found out that plants has a control chemical that reconfigurate micromolecules into macromolecular proteins before it gets into the plant. And I found that if you put that same chemical in your body, or if you just eat raw vegetables and fruits, what it does, it builds your immune system up. It builds your CD4 T cells up to CD6 cells, CD8 cells, and is able to fight the hyperaccelerated RNA material that serves as viruses in the body.
Okay, all right. Well, you've been kind of busy here. I want to say this because I know we're on a limited time span. I want you to, what do you want the community to know about Eric Riddick, and what do you need them to do to help you come home to your family?
Okay, I'm going to try to not to get too long-winded,
Okay.
But let me just say this. Again, the rallies, we just trying to draw attention to my case. My case is someone, we're going to have a link to a documentary that's coming out that I'll get to you as soon as it's done. It should be done in the next few days.
Okay.
But just support. I look for any and every and all support. But from an overall standpoint, this issue is an issue that needs to be addressed holistically. It's not just my case. I want to come home very bad, but at the same time, I'm around individuals that's wrongly convicted that don't have no family. It's many. So this is an issue that the people's advocacy needs to extend to address. This crisis dealing with wrongful conviction. And let me say this. I know it may sound a little heavy, but wrongful convictions have literally become, in a lot of sense, the new slave ship that's separating families, kidnapping fathers away from their mothers and their children. And this is an issue, a real serious issue that the people, is worthy of the people advocacy. You know what I mean? And just these shows like this, just these type of radio stations that have the political will to, address these critical issues that a lot of people shy away from, whether it's in Delaware, Philadelphia, wherever.
Right. Well, to be honest with you, to be able to be on radio, to do this type of format, I feel like you have to have a conscience.
Yes.
And
absolutely.
So being socially conscious of what is actually happening here.
Right. Absolutely.
I really feel for you in this capacity, and I'm hoping that we can bring awareness and light to this. I'm also going to give your mom. I'm going to give her some information. I'm going to pass your information. Pass some information to your mom. I'm going to see if I can get another legal expert to maybe come in and look at this case for you. Somebody I know who does great work. But I want you to real quick before we have to hang up. I want you to give something positive. I just want you to put something out there in the air for the people in the community to know where you're at right now as far as in your within you.
Okay. Well, I would say this without getting too spiritual. Sometimes God works in mysterious ways. Especially our people, we have a legacy of turning obstacles into opportunity. Anything that I am today that's good, I give credit to the Creator for that. And again, we have a legacy of turning obstacles into opportunity, and I just want to tell everybody to keep their head up. And whatever they're going through out there, allow it just to be an event. Each event has a season. Even my situation, this has been a long season of 26 years.
You have 1 minute left.
But it's a season, and seasons change.
Eric, real quick, are you innocent?
Absolutely. I'm 100% innocent, and every piece of evidence in my case proves that I'm innocent. There's not one piece of evidence that can be used to justify sustaining this conviction. And all anyone has to do is take a glance at my case. 100% innocent.
Judgment Day is coming, brother. Judgment Day is coming, and you are going to be free. Yes. I appreciate you calling. I know that we got a couple of seconds left. I'm going to finish this interview up with your wife and your mother. Thank you for calling in, Eric.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
The caller has hung up.
All right. You don't get no realer than that on the KMonta show. What you say, Carl?
I said, no. That makes it authentic.
That makes it real authentic. The caller that's right. That's right. We're going to come back and wrap up this interview with Miss Christine and Dana Baker Riddick, wife and mother of Eric Riddick. He was just on the phone with us, and it's just a blessing to hear that his spirit has not been broken.
Absolutely.
His spirit has not been broken. Mm-hmm. See, that's the thing. When they serve us this time in grandiose amounts, they think they're going to break your spirit. And that's why he's coming home.
Absolutely.
You heard it right here from KMonta on the KMonta Show. We'll be right back.
You're listening to the KMonta Show on 101.7 FM and 1150 AM WDEL.
All right, we're back with the KMonta Show, and I have Clifford on the phone lines. Clifford, how you doing?
I'm well, sister. How are you?
I'm fine. We're at the end of the show, so I need you to kind of be a little intense, but a little brief for me, okay? Because we got to wrap up this show. So thank you for calling. How can I help you tonight?
Okay, I'm the uncle of Eric Riddick. I'm Christine's brother.
Okay.
And I've been listening to your program, and I just want to thank you for having them on the air, so people can hear exactly what we're doing to get my nephew out of prison. Now, when you ask him the question, is he innocent?
Yes.
We know that he's innocent. We know that he's innocent.
Right.
But the other part is all of the scientific evidence that show that he's innocent of this crime. So we're going to continue to rumble to get him out. There's no question about that. We're going to rumble.
Absolutely.
Okay.
They're talking about the rumble in the jungle. This is a rumble. And we're going to rumble.
Well, I wanted to ask him because when you have people listening, and you don't have the honor of having the person who you're speaking about, especially in this light, to be able to come on the air. So that was a blessing for him to be on the air. But I wanted to ask him so the people that listen to this show could hear the conviction in his voice of innocence. When he said, yes, I am, without a doubt, unequivocally, I am innocent. Sometimes you got to just put it out there. And I wanted to put it out there that he is innocent. So I'm glad
that you did it that way, sister, too.
Thank you so much.
So you can hear it from him.
That's right, from him.
Yes.
All right. Well, Clifford, I'm going to have to wrap this up because I got to finish up with them. But I thank you for calling in, and you continue the fight. And thank you for just being supportive of your sister and your nephew. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right. So we're going to wrap this up in a few. I'm going to ask you both. Christine, I know this has been taxing for you, 26 years. Your son's been incarcerated, falsely accused. Thought he was doing the right thing by going in to clear his name, and unfortunately ended up being convicted. You said that you were friends, like the families were friends. How has that changed, of course?
In the last year, in my mind, 25 years, right? I've seen the aunts, the nephews, the cousins, right? And the way I've always dealt with them, I embraced them the same way 25 years later, right? One of his, the one that was shot, William Catlett, his sister, right? She can't speak. She had a stroke and she can't speak, right? Mm-hmm. I've embraced her. I've met with her. Now, in terms of their thoughts, they have never expressed anything to say yes or no, which is not really a good thing.
Right.
To me, they know exactly what happened. And one aunt in particular knows exactly what happened.
Okay.
And she hasn't had, I can say this, it has been an uphill battle health-wise and her state of mind ever since. Because the guilt is eating her up.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. So, Dana, knowing that your husband is incarcerated and the possibility of him coming home is a 50-50 chance. Because that's life.
Yeah.
Life is 50-50, good or bad, up or down. Mm-hmm. Why are you sticking with Eric?
Because I know he's innocent. And his spirit, his spirit keeps us going no matter what. Whether you come home or you don't, I'm riding. You a ride or die chick? Absolutely. That's my boo.
That's your boo.
Yeah.
So when is the rally? So we'll know.
September 15th in front of the Philadelphia District Attorney's Office at noon.
Okay.
What
day is that?
That is a Friday.
That's a Friday.
That's a Friday. And the documentary should be done September 3rd. So we would like to get that out before we do the rally so, everybody can kind of get a feel of everything that's going on, what happened that day, just having knowledge of the whole incident.
Okay. All right. So, I want to say that I thank you all for coming. I know it's just an hour, but just to put his story out there. Mm-hmm. When we think about people who want to do the right thing or thinking they're doing the right thing and it backfires, you never know why it happened and for what reason it happened. Mm-hmm. In this case, 26 years later, an innocent man, and we have the scientific documentation, the professional documentation of ballistics reports. We have all of this verifying that this man is innocent. Nonetheless, the state of Pennsylvania has not released him. Please support this rally on September 15th, 12 o'clock, in front of the Philadelphia District Attorney's Office. I want to say, Dana, I'm right here with you. Miss Christine, I'm right here with you.
Thank you.
Whatever else you need the KMonta show to do, we'll make sure that we put the word out.
Absolutely.
All right, we're going to try to put that on our community calendar also about the rally.
We appreciate it.
If y'all want to drive across that bridge,
come on,
Delaware,
support
the Riddicks.
Thank you.
We'll be right back. All right, then. All right, y'all. We'll be back next week. Another show, KMonta show. Carl, I see you next week, darling. All right.